Good evening, guys. And I say evening because it's 11 o'clock at night. This is Joe from Black Rock Central Railroad doing a video that I hate having to do this video. Big time hate it. You guys that have been to the house, you've all met Jumpin' Jack, my crazy beagle. Those of you who haven't been here have probably heard him barking in the background on most of my videos. Jumpin' Jack had a seizure this morning at 4:30 in the morning. Woke me up. The seizure itself lasted about 5 minutes. After he calmed down, which took another 5 minutes, he was right back to being his normal self. Wandering around the house, running around outside in the rain. Just being himself. And then about right after dinner, I noticed his head was tilting to one side like he couldn't pick his head up. I thought, that's not normal. And then all of a sudden, he lost control of his legs. Where he'd be standing there looking at you or barking at me and just fall over. Or a leg would collapse, legs would go out from underneath of him. And he'd get back up again. So I grabbed the neighbor across the street, and the two of us went and took him up to an emergency room vet. About a half an hour up the street, or up the road. They basically did a triage on him and decided that he could wait for treatment because they had half a dozen other dogs that were in more serious condition than Jack was. So they suggested we just go on home and they would call me when they had an opening and I could bring him back up. They said it could be 6 or 7 hours before they could get to him. So I said, okay. So I put him in the truck and we came on back home again. We walked back in the house and he was standing next to me in the kitchen and fell over again. Got back up, went over to get a drink of water, fell over again, knocked his water bowl all over the floor. And he was just getting worse and worse. And I kept thinking something drastic has got to happen here. I can't wait around forever for this. So I went online and I started checking seizures and beagles and yada yada yada, what all can cause it and all sorts of stuff. For the most part, they will not survive all of them, no matter how many they have. Like I said, this is Jack's second one. And this was a lot worse than the first one. He couldn't stand up. He was losing control of his bladder. He'd be trying to walk across the living room floor and just pee all over the floor. So I made a decision. And like I said, hardest damn decision I ever made. But I went and grabbed the neighbor across the street again. We put him in the truck. I called him up, called the vet up, told him we were on the way, that I was going to have him put down. Super, super nice people at the vet. They couldn't have been any nicer. We got him up there. took him right in. They give him all this preliminary shots real quick, so it's kind of a muscle relaxer and a pain reliever. So he didn't know what the hell was happening anyway. And then they brought him in to me. And I sat there with him for about 10 minutes. And then they came in and gave him the last 2 shots and put him out. But I think Jack will understand that tomorrow I'll be out there in the backyard somewhere with a pick and a shovel, and Drumper Jack will be buried in the backyard. But that's all I got to say, guys. So I'm not going to be worth a shit for a couple of days, if not longer. But I appreciate any of you and all of you that watched the video. And I think every one of you that came over here kind of liked Jack too. He was one of those dogs where he didn't care who you were, he was going to try to be friends with you. So I appreciate y'all watching this video. And we'll talk at y'all next time, hopefully with happier thoughts. So for now, this is Joe from Black Rock Central. Bye for now.